Now, if you ever get a chargeback, do whatever you have to do. Just try not to get yourself put in jail like Mr. Peter Smith Gross. All right, everybody, welcome back to During Business Hours. We're going to give you a little update. Yeah, it's late. So sue me. Let's get into it. We didn't post on Sunday because we went to the state fair, and my wife hates heights. I did not understand this, but she is deathly afraid of heights, and I'm going to out her right now. Go ahead. Tell me why I'm wrong.
It's not that I hate heights. I do not have a problem with heights. I do not like not being on solid ground. Ferris wheels, bridges.
This comes from the woman that dragged me to Six Flags any opportunity she could. Wanted to go on the rides. Wanted to do fun stuff. What happened?
I'll still hit a roller coaster. I'm just not getting on the Ferris wheel.
So we were on the Ferris wheel with our kids and having fun. That's why we didn't record.
Fun's not the word, but all right.
I was having a blast.
I was not having a blast on the Ferris wheel.
This is why I care about me. In these situations, my fun was above everyone else's because I was a kid again. And it's not very often you get to be a kid again with your own kids.
Valid.
So, like, everyone looking at me weird? Sue me.
Hey, CJ. I want to show you something. Yeah. When I was a little boy, me and Uncle Kyle went on this thing 100 times in a row. The time machine. The time machine.
The thing I'd like to talk about today is Mr. Peter Smith Gross. We're going to finalize this, put a nail in it. It's dead. He has officially paid me. Technically, 6 or 7 people he knows has paid me.
His bill is taken care of.
His bill is, well,
satisfied for now.
As of last video, I don't think we even had an agreement. You know, I had gotten him with his arrest warrant. Everything was going through. It went through. You know, the officer
did the cash me outside. You caught him outside.
Yeah. Well, so I went to his house. Let me give you a TLDR. I went to a gentleman's house who had credit card frauded me. He had bought something knowing he was going to charge it back and make this hoopla. So he comes in, he's like, all right, I've gotten work done with you last month. Let me get more work done. But secretly, I'm going to charge it all back on my credit card and make all my money back. I was only notified by Square of 1 chargeback. But apparently he did 2 chargebacks.
So him and Square are in cahoots, huh?
Yeah, but the fun part was he was telling me like, oh no, I paid you the $120 so I could get the warranty and all this. And so as long as I keep that, I'm just disputing the old charge, knowing factually that that was not true. He had notifications on his phone. I'll roll it back. We had agreed for the original $240 he had charged back, he was going to pay me $200 through his friend and $40 on payday. 2 weeks later, I said, fine, I'll keep you out of jail for that. The day he pays me $200, I'm supposed to call the next day under Sheriff Muldoon of Alfalfa County. And sure enough, I call him. I'm like, hey, yeah, drop the charges. He paid me. Not even 15 minutes after that phone call, I get a second chargeback notification for the $120 that he had just paid me when he started this chargeback. How stupid does one person have to be thinking like a phone call to a sheriff means I can't just fill out an incident report again, or he can't just reprint it?
Right. Or just call him right back and say, cancel that.
Which I did. At that point, I was done. I was like, you know what? Put him in jail. He's like, yep, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write the recommendation, send it to the DA. DA puts out the warrant. It should be 48 hours. This is a Monday or Tuesday, I believe, last week. And I'm getting calls nonstop by Peter, just freaking out. His friend trying to call and mediate. And I will say Sebastian, his friend, has won me over. He's the guy who solved all this.
Guy.
Pretty decent guy. He's no longer his friend, by the way. Turns out Sebastian was being extorted for favors. He was threatening to mess his car up and get bills.
That's not unbelievable after everything we know.
Yeah. Basically threatening his own friend to use his vehicle and like guilt him because of his disabilities into giving him favors. Like, let me take your car. Let me do this. Let me use your house. Let me stay with you.
I'm trying to think of what somebody could say to me that would make me hand over my car. Because I wish somebody would.
Well, hey, I've got a gun.
Okay, that's different. I'm calling the cops.
Gun and phone, like phone and car, keys, purse. You'd have to walk to find somebody with a phone, and still they think you're homeless. Like, oh my God, get away from me. Oklahomans.
He's a male. They might tell him to F off. Me, I'm a girl. Please call the police for me, sir.
So, in this situation where he's now hit me with another chargeback, I'm under the assumption that chargeback was that day, and he was just trying to pull some shenanigans. So I was like, all right, I'll just call the cops. I'm not even going to call him. Not going to notify him. Not going to hunt him down. I got all the information. I don't want him to freak out. We're not arguing about it. Not arguing. Just file the charges. Not even 3 hours later, the cop calls me and says, hey, I'm done talking to him. You figure it out with him. I'm proceeding with what you told me. If he wants to work it out with you, or you get him for a restraining order so that he can't contact you. Because if he's contacting you as much as he's contacting me, it's bad. Yeah. Apparently he was like, oh, do I have to run? This is going to mess me up. What if I get pulled over? My friend? Yeah, to the officer. What if I get pulled over in my friend's car with SWAT? You're going to kick in his door because I've got to stay at his house. I stay in 2 different cities. I do as well. I'm not a dick about it. Then all of a sudden, Sebastian calls. He's like, listen, this guy's freaking out. Mm-hmm. He thinks that you're just going to have SWAT kick in his door and kill him and his family.
Oh my gosh.
And that you're really this giant asshole, which I can be. I'm a very, 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 very petty person. Very, very, very. So sue me. I love being petty to those who are assholes to me. Alika. I would consider we are now even, Steven. I like the guy. He does great work. I applaud him for his, accomplishments over the last few years. Kyle, Clayton, any little things that have happened over the years. Business associates and not. Now, customers have never had to go to this length of putting them in jail. I've sued them for not paying. But this one was new for me. I didn't expect to get spit on. It was a very small thing, but it is against the law. So I was like, this is leverage. So we went back and forth with Sebastian, me and Seth, at least 25 phone calls and text messages.
Good grief.
Over 2 days. So he had paid me the $200. I was supposed to get paid, and this is Sebastian paid me the $200. He borrowed. Just a correction. Sebastian paid me $200 in the hopes that his friend would pay him back on the 1st. His friend is on Social Security disability at 26 years old.
A limited, slim income.
He won't get paid back. He never has been paid back.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't get a lot.
So he's promising on the phone he's going to pay him back and yada yada. And I'm like, all right, Sebastian, what do you want to do? He's like, he's got maybe $100. I'm like, well, now I'm owed $120 plus $40, because if you don't know, when you get a chargeback, they take that money out of your account. So our deposits for that morning were already like $200-$300. They had taken the $120 out.
Yeah, they snatch it immediately.
So
we're going to hold on to this.
Their estimate, if I battle it, is December 2nd before I know news of my money.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just from somebody filing a fraudulent chargeback. It is a skewed system. Now, if you ever get a chargeback, do whatever you have to do. Just try not to get yourself put in jail like Mr. Peter Smith grows. So they finally borrow, apparently, from Marissa's mother. Mm-hmm. I didn't know she was alive or lived anywhere near them.
I don't know anything.
Sounded like they were on the phone with her, like in person. But we got a Zelle, and we for the $200 plus the $160. So we've been made whole as a financial, from what was taken from us from Square.
Other than the time and grief
and time
headache.
And grief, yeah. Which that's where you go to court and you wait 10 years and then you get compound and your little checks here and there. What got me so hilarious about this situation, after all was said and done, this dipshit, and I'm going to say dipshit very vividly, shit of a garbage person, after all of this, decides to call the police, acting like I just stole or extorted him for the money, and what's going to happen when or if I get the money back. Because, during that entire negotiation, he called Square with me on the phone. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, they must have done it by themselves and done the second charge back. And they outed him right away. No. You did this. This was the second claim. Here's the date you did it. It was immediate. All these things. Basically giving me the truth, saying, you're an idiot. Don't try and lie through your teeth. Even if these people are out of state. It was very dumb. The gall to try and lie in front of the people who are like, no, your numbers are wrong. Your dates are wrong. Time is wrong. You're wrong. So even Sebastian was like, dude, you messed up. Why didn't you tell me this? You're wrong. And he's like, shut the fuck up.
I used to live for those days in call center when people would try to like three-way me with some BS. So you have a much higher tolerance for customer service BS than I do. Don't come at me with nothing crazy, because no. I'm mean first. I might think about it later.
So I was enjoying my time talking to Sebastian and Marissa and, little Peter. Little Peter. When all was said and done, he calls the police, claiming that I've extorted him for the money because I'm going to get paid twice.
But it's the same officer that's been trying to mediate this whole thing.
Under Sheriff Muldoon.
Oh, he's having a blast.
He's done. He won't speak to him. Unless he calls 911 for a real emergency, he won't speak to him. Because this is not the first incident that Mr. Peter Smith Gross has been through. There is a current legal battle between him and Aaron's, the rental company. Why, you might ask? Under Sheriff Muldoon let me know. Turns out he had a leaky fridge that he had financed from Aaron's. The same month he had financed it from Aaron's. Aaron says they're going to come out, because this is a Friday, on Monday and pick it up. Leaky fridge, very tiny water cable, clamp water cable, solved.
Right.
Come in, pick it up. Well, he called the police to demand that it was taken out of the house. So the police officer came as a courtesy. It's a town of 300 people, helped him move it out of the house. Okay, so where'd they put it? On the fucking road. In front of his house, right where I got spit on.
In storm season too, huh?
No, this was like 2 months ago.
Storm season.
I couldn't tell you. It's Carmen. Anything's possible there. It could have been 90 and sunny. The next day, he gets a 911 call from Mr. Peter Smith Gross.
What now?
The fridge has been stolen.
He put it on the road as if it was free pickup.
Also, was it really stolen? Because from what Officer Muldoon said, there was no history of vehicles between the times that it had been out.
Somebody picked that up for him. He sold it to a friend.
Or he put it behind his house. He was under the assumption he would not be liable if it was stolen. His wording to Officer Muldoon made Officer Muldoon believe that he was under the assumption it's out of his hands once they agreed to pick it up. So Aaron's
buddy.
Yeah. Aaron's is suing him for the cost of the fridge, and that's why he doesn't want to go to court. He doesn't want to deal with cops, He's already got mounting pressure, and if the DA, presses charges for the fraud of the fridge, because I guarantee that fridge is plugged the fuck in. I'm telling you right now. Or he sold
it to somebody.
It's plugged in. You're not going to resell a fancy fridge that you financed. I was a dumbass 21-year-old. I got shit from Aaron's. I stopped paying, and I just ignored their phone calls.
I would see reels sometimes about like Aaron's or other businesses like that. Those rent-a-center deals would come and like repo back people's living rooms and stuff.
I thought it was weird, and I'll say this because the thing about Aaron's is I didn't know that you could give them a false social security number. It was not intentional, but when they contacted me about it and gave me the info, I'm like, this isn't my social. I don't remember giving them a false social security, but I did do it to Home Depot once for a credit card that they instantly approved and then canceled. But when you're 20 and stupid, writing shit quick. I don't remember doing it, but they never came after me for it. So maybe he's thinking the same thing, but they got his name and address, and that's all you need in Oklahoma, hence why this thing started and I got assaulted.
There was one time, was that Macy's? I think I was 18 or 19 and I applied for one of those little Macy credit card deals, Yeah. But my phone number at the time, the last 4 digits of my phone number was very similar to the last 4 digits of my social. So instead of giving them my last 4 social, I gave the last 4 of my phone number. But then I was like, wait. I corrected it. But I'm like, that's a close call there, bud.
So, basic recap. Guy steals money from me, gets forced for his own actions to pay me the money that I am no longer in possession of.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a 10% chance that Square, who has the money, sometime in December will pay me that money again.
So the chances of you, even with all the documentation.
Yeah, it's 10%. I've won 1 out of 10. California, we'd get 1 every 2 months. And whether it was real or like somebody actually had a problem with something, didn't matter. They always took the customer's side and either paid them and me, which was the 10%, or they just paid the customer their own money back.
What's crazy to that is technically you are a customer of Square, not the other person.
Yeah, they call me the merchant, but I'm the one who is in contract with Square.
Right.
They're just
You're the one who's using them money more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I paid them $10,000 last year almost.
So that customer is always right thing has the skip level customer is always right, apparently.
Yeah, but it's funny because he called and he's like, I want to handle this like men. Oh. I want to be amicable about this. I don't want you to get paid twice. And I'm like, we're way past that, you little bitch.
What I wish happened is that I had gone to work with you that day. And when he said, let's handle this like men, you're like, yeah, sure. And just give me the phone.
Oh, there's something to be said with that. My wife's got a bigger one, handling business. Like you could lay it on the table better than he could. I'm telling you.
I could call myself the B word. So if you just handed him the phone, you was in turn calling him a bitch too.
Yeah, I get it. So he said, handle it like men, be amicable. I don't want you to get paid twice. And I'm like, I'm not getting paid twice. I've been paid for my services once. You took the money back by your actions. Mm-hmm. I've officially been paid. Win, lose, or draw, I won't be out. I told Sebastian, if I get made whole by Square, and what they, give me the $400 back. I'll give his $200 back.
Yeah.
Because I feel for that guy. The stories I heard and the things, him squandering his food, his money, his time, his house. Is he a
younger dude too?
Huh?
Is he a younger dude too?
20-something years old, follower of Christ. Just trying to get along, man. He's going through some shit. And, it's hard for young guys out here that don't have a support system. He's got nobody but Peter.
No family, no nothing. That's all back in the other state.
All back in the other state.
Jeez.
I couldn't imagine moving out here solo and then running into somebody like Zach. And if you're not familiar with Zach Ziegler was a dipshit that tried to leech off of a business idea that I had for the first 6 months we were out here and cost me probably $2,000 in time and material, and then ghosted. And then tried to come back like, oh, where's my cut? And I'm like,
where you been, guy?
No hablo inglés. Like, ciao. And then one of his friends came by recently, Jordan, and was like, hey, I got stuff to sell. This guy was renting my house. Turns out Zach never actually had that house in Moreland. He was squatting at a buddy of his houses. He was supposed to be fixing it up for somebody. Him and his girlfriend and kids were supposed to be fixing this house up. And then they destroyed it.
There was a brief period in time when his girlfriend's cousin
and baby mama,
cousin or something, a family member of hers applied to work for you. And I was like, that's suspicious. So I went and looked at her page and she had left Zach. So obviously, I don't know the details of this.
Well, apparently, it's very recent. My whole point for the Peter Smith Gross thing is, don't be stupid. And then it's almost like I know he already admitted to me over these phone calls that he A, got a credit for the $240,
right,
and that B, the $120 was pending. So he is trying to get that 120 that he just got the mother-in-law to give him, or 160, I guess. He's trying to get 120 of it immediately back to him so he can make her whole because she's running down his neck because they're all on Social Security. The only one who apparently works is Marissa. So it is funny to me that somebody, and even in any business, if somebody has ever owned a business and gotten a chargeback, or if you're a consumer and got a chargeback and you got paid twice, do you feel good about it? Or is it one of those things you justify that you're like, hey, this is for time, effort, bullshit. You know, like you got your product and your money back, or you got your money back and they made you whole by a cash refund, so on and so forth. I've seen that happen where I'll go to a store and buy something, argue for a discount. They give me a refund via cash. Like the lady we spoke about probably charged back her tickets in Portland, Oregon with the dreads and got cash back for the tickets at the arena. So double whammy.
Yeah,
I'm the consumer or the merchant instead of the consumer in this part. If I get paid twice, it's because of this dipshit putting us through all of this. I don't think that's wrong. The whole idea was give me the money you just stole from me, whether we win, lose, or draw. That was how I kept him out of jail. And then afterwards to ask me for that money and tell me to call Square and cancel my challenge.
It's like you would cut him a deal originally anyways. And that's like, I think I mentioned it last time. I saw that reel of the cop pulled over the lady for shoplifting. She was like, well, this stuff was half off. Like, you don't get discount on theft.
It's so dumb. I've never had somebody be so dumb. And I hope he sees this one day and goes, really? I can't believe I did that. I can't believe it. That is one of the dumbest things I've ever done. But, you know, the cop kept telling me that he was talking about SWAT kicking in his door and him running away and him going back to Massachusetts, that he can't spend time in jail. He's not made for prison life. And I'm like, this is an OR bond, $100 citation. You're spitting on somebody. You basically
he acted like it was like attempted unaliving or something.
Like it's not a big deal. It's an inconvenience that I'm putting you through because you put me through so many.
I think at the end of the day, it sounds like a lesson he needed to learn.
I know.
I don't know if he'll try that again with somebody else.
Yeah, I know. I really hope the cop, you know, recommended what he said he would still recommend to the DA to proceed. If they can do it, they can. But it's up to them because we've already invested so much time and energy to it. They have to recoup their time and money somehow.
Right.
So the goal is, okay, if we want to proceed with or without the star witness, we can. They have the video.
Well, yeah. It's weird to me how if it was a domestic thing, they would press charges regardless. But when it's just two whoever's, they're like, well, somebody's got to say one way or the other.
It's been interesting, you know. We've been slower at the store, but still busy enough. And then I've been working on getting the mobile like home unit. I'm starting repairs at home because driving 200 miles a day is just getting annoying. So the more time I can spend at home just fixing things in between hanging out with you and the kids is going to be better. And so people like this, I need to avoid with prejudice. This is a white man from Boston, wherever, with a fucking man bun.
Oh no.
Yeah. He is the epitome of ew. Like when a woman through Tinder or Bumble ever gets the ick, this is the image that I see. Peter Smith Gross. You let me know in the comments below. What would you have done in my situation? Would you have pressed charges? Would you have tried to get your money back so that you were made whole originally and walked away? Or would you have beat the living shit out of him? I considered all three, but ultimately, due to Sebastian and his kindness, I let him pay me. And then I'm seeking, you know, recompense with Square for the remainder, because I had already filed my rebuttal, basically sending the invoice, the pictures, the assault charge. And I was like, here's what happened. Here's the photos. Here's what's going on. And they're like, thank you, approved. We're sending it to the bank. So let's see what happens. And let us know if you believe I'm going to get my money back. I don't think so.
At Square.
Yeah. Square. They are not for you. They're not for us. They're not for anybody. They're for them. Square is square, whatever bullshit they do in their team meetings. They're like gangsters throwing up fucking gang signs.
Are
Instead
they?
of they're like,
Oh, they throw up like a square.
yeah, they're always
somehow?
throwing up like a square, and they're just like, like
Hell
instead of
yeah,
heart
brother.
emojis, they're just like square for life, consumers. I want 6,
I gotta
7.
check that out. Oh no, I gotta go.
Yeah, me too. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know.
Life can be super happy, life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past. But knowing me, my DeLorean will probably